Hello, good morning students. Myself Dr. Balasubramaniam, working as assistant professor in the Department of Zoology, Government First Grade College and PG Center, Chintamani. Now, today we are going to discuss about the sectional view of the shell of the Unio. Now, this particular topic belongs to the Unio type study, and in the Unio type study, last class we discussed about the morphology of Unio. Now, next topic is the sectional view of the shell of the Unio. Sectional view of the shell of the Unio. As we know, this Unio belongs to the class Bivalvia of the phylum Mollusca. So therefore, the shell consists of two equal halves or valves made up of concholine and calcium carbonate. It grows along the margins, the growth of the freshwater mussel. The two valves are hinged along a straight dorsal hinge line by a tough elastic hinge ligament running transversely from one to the another valve. Further, each valve bears teeth-like projections, the hinge teeth along the hinge line. Now the teeth of one valve fit with the sockets of the another. So in the dorsal view of the shell, we find the hinge line, and this hinge teeth are there. Now hinge teeth just like a zipper of bag. So this hinge teeth fit with one another so that the shell are tightly bounded. A series of concentric rings, the lines of growth widening towards the margin, are present on the outer surface of the valve. Further, a small dorso-median elevated region, the umbo, is the thickest and oldest part of the shell. Now, around the umbo, there are lines of growth starting from the umbo. The inner surface of the shell is smooth, pearly in color with a faint bluish tinge. Now, when you observe the sectional view of the shell of the Unio, or rather histology of the shell of the Unio, we find basically three layers. One is a periostracum, outermost periostracum, middle prismatic layer, inner nacre layer or nacreous layer, layer of the nacre. The periostracum is the thin outermost layer made up of concholine, a substance related to chitin, and imparts brownish tinge to the color of the shell. The periostracum, which is a protective, and it's made up of a horny organic material called concholine. It is subject to erosion by the action of carbonic acid and humic acids present in water. So therefore, this periostracum constantly gets thinning up, and therefore this periostracum should be produced continuously by the mantle. Middle prismatic layer or ostracum, this thick middle layer composed of alternate layers of concholine and prisms of crystalline calcium carbonate substances. The columns lie perpendicular to the surface of the shell. Now this is the view of the sectional view of the shell in the case of the Unio. Now this is a periostracum, outermost layer and a thin layer, and middle prismatic layer, rather thick layer, prismatic layer. Alternate layers of concholine and prisms of crystalline calcium carbonate substances are there. Then these columns lie perpendicular to the surface of the shell. So these columns lie perpendicular to the surface of the shell, that is a periostracum. The innermost layer is the nacreous layer or mother of pearl. The innermost layer composed of alternate layers of concholine and calcium carbonate substances. This layer is smooth and lustrous or shiny. The first two layers are secreted by the edge of the mantle, whereas the inner layer is secreted by whole surface of the mantle. So of course this shell is entirely secreted by mantle, but the difference is that the periostracum and prismatic layer are secreted by the edge of the mantle, whereas the inner layer, that is the nacreous layer, is secreted by whole surface of the mantle. Now pearl is secreted in this layer. Now this is again a closer view of the sectional view of the shell. Periostracum, outermost periostracum, middle prismatic layer, and innermost nacreous layer, and of course this mantle, what we observe here. The innermost nacreous layer or the mother of pearl layer is made up of alternate layers of calcium carbonate and concholine. The hinge ligament is made up of uncalcified concholine, a tough insoluble protein secreted by mollusks, forming an organic matrix of the shell within which calcium carbonate is deposited, and it is continuous with the periostracum. A pearl formation, a brief note of how these pearls are produced by the Unio or the members of the Pelecypoda or bivalvia. Now, of course, Unio is not a good pearl producer, but there are other species as well which produce the pearls. A pearl formation, whenever a foreign object such as a sand, a grain, or an egg, or a parasite, or any other foreign material gets in between the shell and mantle, the mantle gets stimulated and secretes concentric layers of nacre around the foreign object. Gradually, this results in the formation of the pearl, and the pearl of Unio is not commercially precious. That's what this Unio freshwater mussel is also produce the pearl, but not so much economically or not much commercially important. And the bivalves which produce commercially important pearls are called the pearl oysters. Examples Pinctida vulgaris and Melagrina, etc. So these Pinctida vulgaris and Melagrina produce commercially valuable pearls which are used in the ornaments. So they are called the pearl oysters. Mantle and mantle cavity. The mantle or pallium, the other name for mantle is the pallium, consists of two fleshy lobes which are attached dorsally to the body and ventrally to the shell valves along the pallial line. At the posterior end of the edges of the two mantle lobes, slightly forming two tubes. Now, histologically, the mantle consists of three parts. The outer columnar epithelium, in between nacre secreting cells are there. Now here, what we observe here, now this outer columnar epithelium between the nacre secreting cells are there. So these are the nacre secreting cells are there. So this the outermost columnar epithelium. Now in fact this entire portion is the mantle. Underlying the shell, just below the shell there is a mantle, and this mantle has the outer columnar epithelium. Between this outer columnar epithelium we find nacre secreting cells. These are the nacre secreting cells. Second part is the middle fibrous connective tissue. So middle fibrous connective tissue. So these are the middle connective tissue, middle fibrous connective tissue. So whenever we talk about connective tissue, so it has the matrix and the cells and the fibers. And this connective tissue connects or binds the columnar epithelium and inner ciliated epithelium. Now this portion, of course, you find the fibers, cells and matrix. So for any connective tissue, there are three basic parts are there. One, the matrix is there, that's homogeneous ground substance, and embedded in the matrix or homogeneous ground substance, we find the cells and the matrix. Cells and fibers. So fibers are there. So then inner ciliated epithelium consisting of mucus secreting cells, or this mucus secreting cells, inner ciliated epithelium, this portion. So this inner ciliated epithelium produces the mucus. Then mantle lobes enclose a bilaterally compressed cavity that is called the mantle pallial cavity. Now this mantle inside the mantle we have the following structures, namely visceral parts, visceral hump, the foot, the labial parts, the mouth and the gills. So the summary of the topic what we discussed: shell has three layers. The organic substance like concholine and calcium carbonate are present, and the innermost region for the shell is a nacre or nacreous layer, which produce the pearls, so which is iridescent and lustrous and shining in nature, and shell along with the mantle produce the pearls. So references, as usual, Record Paul textbook and Jordan Verma, Kavanather and Dame and Sin Prasad, and the photographs were taken up in the Google. So with these acknowledgements, I once again thank you for hearing the class. Thank you.